So, Sunday Night Football. Bears versus the Texans. Now, I had anticipated something completely different than what I saw last night. I have to say, I'm pretty frustrated with the outcome. I feel like this is a game Chicago should have won. I don't think, as a Bears fan, you would feel anything other than frustrated with what we're seeing, especially the past two games out of Chicago. This is not a team that I saw during the preseason. What I saw during the preseason versus what I see now are very different things. The Caleb that I saw during the preseason, the Caleb that I saw pre-draft, post-draft, is not the Caleb Williams that I see now. I'm pretty upset with last night's game. I'm just going to get into it. I'm going to talk about Caleb and what I think so far. I'm not going to say that this is the end of the road for Caleb. I'm going to be realistic, and I understand that he's a rookie. The Titans are a better team than I think anybody thought they were going to be. And then obviously the Texans are really good. They got a top 5 quarterback in CJ Stroud. I'm just going to jump into the numbers last night. CJ Stroud went 23 of 36, 260 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. He had a quarterback rating of 94.7. Caleb Williams went 23 of 37, 174 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He ended the night with a QBR of 51.0. This was a primetime game. CJ Stroud showed up. The Texans showed up. The Bears defense showed up, but I'll tell you what didn't show up, and that was the Bears offense. The Texans defense blitzed Caleb on 41.7% of his dropbacks last night. They blitzed the guy 20 times. The Texans defense looks pretty good. The Bears couldn't get the run going, courtesy of DeAndre Swift. The offensive line is concerning, and I remember in my last video talking about how that O-line could be a problem area for the team this year. Here we are. I'm not happy with Caleb's performance last night. 2 of those interceptions that he threw were plays that he didn't have to throw those passes. He kept forcing the big play. I don't understand that. There's no reason for it. Even as a rookie quarterback, do not force the issue. And the thing is he didn't do it once, he did it twice. He almost did it 3 times. I don't like the way he's throwing. Anybody else that watched that game, how are you okay with the way Caleb Williams is throwing right now? We traded away Justin Fields. We traded him to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're 2-0 right now. They're 2-0. Maybe that's not important. That's what's happening. We got a win against the Titans last week. The Titans team is a better team than their record shows. They're a tougher team than what I think anybody thought they were going to be. The Texans are no slouch. They're a really good, well-coached football club, and they got a top 5 quarterback there in CJ Stroud. I talked about in previous videos that I wasn't really excited about Caleb Williams, that I wasn't excited about anybody in this draft class being in a better situation than what we already had with Justin Fields. We're going to go over some statistics. We're going to look at the past 3 quarterbacks drafted by the Chicago Bears and how they performed in their first 2 games as a starter in the NFL. That includes Caleb Williams. Mitchell Trubisky in his first game went 12 of 25, 128 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He had a quarterback rating of 60.1. Then he went 8 of 16, 113 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Quarterback rating was 94.0. Justin Fields in his first game went 6 of 20, 68 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. He had a quarterback rating of 41.3. His second start, he went 11 of 17, 209 yards through the air, no touchdowns. He did throw an interception. He ended the day with a QBR of 82.7. In Caleb Williams' first start, he went 14 of 29. He passed for 93 yards, no touchdowns, no interception. He ended the day with a QBR of 55.7. In his second game against the Texans, he went 23 of 37, 174 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions, quarterback rating of 51.0. I'm going to throw some more statistics at you. I made these myself. When you look at Trubisky, Fields, and Caleb, what do you see? When you look at their QBR after 2 games, what do you see? I see Mitchell Trubisky being the most effective quarterback out of the past 3 draft picks at the quarterback position for the Chicago Bears. Here's a reality check. Mitchell Trubisky got us to the playoffs in 2020. That was a Matt Nagy team. We lost that game, the double doink against the Eagles, the wild card round. Right behind Trubisky, you got Justin Fields. He had a quarterback rating of 60.3. That's the overall after 2 games. And then Caleb's is 53.0. Trubisky's significantly better out of those 3 quarterbacks. Now, something I'm kind of getting sick of are these comparisons between Patrick Mahomes and Caleb Williams in terms of how they play football, their style, how good Caleb Williams is at the quarterback position. Dude, Caleb Williams was hyped up, super hyped up, and I didn't understand why. I talked about this in my previous videos. I said this. I said, he's not doing anything that's making me go, wow. He's not. Look, I'm not trying to scare you, but look at the stats. Look at the numbers. After 2 games, look at the QBRs. Trubisky and Justin Fields, between their first 2 games, they only threw 1 touchdown. But they were more effective. They were more efficient as passers. This isn't even counting Justin Fields or Mitchell Trubisky's rushing attempts and rushing yards. So here's another reality check. I got some more statistics for you. The whole comparing Caleb Williams to Patrick Mahomes. Here are Patrick Mahomes' first 2 games stats. In his first game as a starter, Patrick Mahomes went 15 of 27, 256 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. He ended the day with a QBR of 127.5. In his second game as a starter, he went 23 of 28, 326 yards, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. He ended the day with a QBR of 154. Here is Caleb Williams' QBR, his average QBR after his first 2 starts and his touchdowns, versus Patrick Mahomes' first 2 starts and his average QBR and touchdowns. What do you see? I see Patrick Mahomes with a QBR of 143.3. 10 touchdowns in 2 games. When I watch Caleb, he's having a hard time. Look, it's hard not to want to hit the panic button on Caleb Williams. Now, I'm not claiming that the Chicago Bears season is over. I'm not claiming that Caleb Williams is a bust. I'm just looking at the numbers. I'm just looking at what I've seen the past 2 weeks. And I don't feel good about it. The only thing that I try to remind myself of with this whole Caleb Williams situation is Peyton Manning had a really tough first year when he went to Indianapolis, but he's a Hall of Famer. So I don't know how many tweets I saw that just said Caleb Williams sucks. Listen, now I'm going to show you of Caleb Williams' past 2 post-game pressers.
Yeah, there's multiple I pointed out. On simple routes, on intermediate, and obviously then make sure we're focused on the small things, the details. Yeah, definitely. So it was a little weird for me. Missed a few passes, obviously, but when I was throwing the ball, like I said, I had a few.
What bothers you the most about this one right now as you stand here?
When we needed to as a team. It's not something that I've done, something that I do. Back out there,
This is how many times he goes, if I'm a GM, if I'm the president of a team, I'm telling you right now, I'm not liking the way Caleb Williams is presenting himself in his press conferences. He's looking really inept. I'm telling you, if I'm the GM, I'm like, oh, this is a disaster. It really is. And I think they're still I think people are still going to hold on hope. I get that. I get people wanting to hold on to see what's going to happen with Caleb. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think down in the comments. That's going to do it for this video. If you liked it, all right, hit the thumbs up. Talk shit. Until the next one, I'm out of here.